I don't have a good intro. I don't have a good intro for this, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Into right in where we left off. Right when I ended the recording, a cinematic played, and right after it, I just exited out immediately and hope it would just go back before. Yep, there it is.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
Oof.
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene, or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me.
Wow.
The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriend.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go
that's
back
hard
into
hitting.
that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin.
It's a hard hit.
Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
Three twists to do it. This is shift B. Ugh, I don't want shift B. Right, that's ginger green, I think. We listened to that last time. Listen to the third one. Nope. There you go. Sing 'Em by John Sangster. Sure. Here is the start of the day. City Hall at the parking lot. If someone commits a serious crime and flees the scene, the case goes to your detectives. Oh, there it is. Destruction of property. City Hall parking lot. A member of the city's cleaning crew saw an elderly man approaching some expensive cars in the parking lot, carrying a long iron rod. The whole street could hear him shouting, "Bastards, thieves, bloodsuckers." Music. They investigate the crime scene, interview witnesses, and gather whatever information seems pertinent. Okay. One of your detectives will be the lead investigator on the case. You can assign additional detectives to any case who will work under the lead investigator as subordinates. The more professional the lead investigator, the more effective the team. Okay. I guess Mole will be the lead. I'll put them all in because I don't think I'm gonna get another investigation. And if I do, I can just put another one on it. Okay, so with this, since it's like an elderly man, so I'll just put Purdy and Asano on it. It's an elderly man, so it can't be that hard, right? Fire all black. What? From City Hall. Hell no. The only good guys I have are black. I'm not being racist. A racist gang has recently made some trouble in the city. They're capturing black townspeople and beating them to death. That's so fucked up. They recently sent a message to local radio station promising to kill all the black doctors, firemen, and police. We don't need any more dead police, especially not mere months before the election. The racists start gaining more powerful and more followers, and you'll have to fire all that cosplay. Dude, no, I can't do that. Dude, look. Nah, dude, you're funny. I can't. That's an easy decision. Carjacking. A gas station surveillance camera recorded a car that's on the stolen vehicle list. 4. I thought I fired this. I thought I fired her. Eagle. But wait, where's shift B? Whatever. Investigation started. Doesn't have interviewed witnesses, collected evidence from the scene, and are pursuing the investigation. Expect results. Mr. Graham says they drove by in a sedan and they shot like a machine gun. I didn't see much. I only heard a few muffled shots, Mr. Clayton says. Mr. Carr, he got what he deserved. He's been causing trouble for a long time, and recently there's been a lot of cursing and carrying on. That's a little suspicious, I guess. I don't remember the car. And the neighborhood was quiet. I never heard any shots. Weird. The police these days don't do nothing. And I almost died myself. I went to buy some medicine and was nearly hit by some idiot's car. It's probably the same people who killed this guy. I don't know.
212 complete.
Offender caught. Okay, there you go. I mean, it's an old man. You don't need that much to take him down. There they go.
1210 in progress.
Suspicious individual. Corey Ramsey. Okay, wait. I'm not sending Price at all, so I'm just gonna wait till she comes back.
Looks like we have a situation here.
The driver. Excuse me. The driver is nowhere to be seen.
113.
There you go. Yeet. Here it is. Professionalism. I'm gonna wait till more of my cops get back to handle that. Never mind. This might be another false alarm. Mother of several children has expressed her concerns about a suspicious man wearing bifocals. What the fuck is a bifocal? Seated on a bench besides a playground. He's been watching the children for over an hour. And taking several oh. A little serious. Sorry. Give me like 2 minutes. So do that out because I just don't want to download some random metadata thing and then get a virus on my computer. So, Mr. Boyd, I'm opening Freeburg's first martial arts club, and for my first exhibition, I want to hold a sparring match where my students take on their toughest cop. After the fight, I'll teach your man a few tricks. Something that will help him out in the street. Oh. Useless anyway, so I might help.
1210 complete.
Oh, damn, he was. That's cool. Wow. Report on the homicide. Your detectives present frames, different versions of what might have happened on the crime scene. Open investigation. To get your suspect, you need to find out 2 sequences. Alright, that's self-explanatory. So, I'm guessing that happened. They drove up and shot him? Or... Wait. Confused, because this should be how it worked. They drove up, shot him. I think we need more evidence, whatever. Let's put on the song. Ginger Green's right now my favorite. Let's play this one. Bud Meets Bob. Okay. Ooh, spicy. A fight at Kevin's Throat Bar. Holy fuck, that's loud. Let me just fix that real quick. That should be better.
311
Yep, that's better. Octopus for a fight. A bartender reported that a fight has broken out between okay, you know what? I'm just gonna assume that's a pedestrian and the bar's bouncer. The man apparently drunk had to climb onto this. Alright, I'm not gonna read that. Let's just send Austin and I guess they can handle it. A bartender reports that a couple of dancers started fighting over tips and a cat fight broke out. I don't think that should be hard. Oh, see, there it is. She's useful now. She's useful now. She's useful now. Yay! Oh, that's perfect. I don't have to fire her now. She's better than Austin. On the stage are two strippers going at it, and it's gone beyond arguing to a full-on catfight. The bouncer is fast asleep, clearly too wasted to handle the situation. The drunken patrons are happily watching the fight. I wouldn't. Does she not have a bra on? Whatever. Why would they need? The strippers continue fighting, all oblivious of the cop presence. Step onto the stage and try to separate the girls. Go get her. Go hit. Don't. Yes. I forgot there was 3 of them on it. Report on the fight. What? Wow. That's the end of the first day. I really want to do Shift A. Because they're like... This is like a really good thing. Day 5, July 19th. Friday. I think that was a Friday.
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn. I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn.
Ooh, what's happening?
I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn. Especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
Does he actually have bodyguards? What the fuck?
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with members of the Mafia?
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it. Probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your Mafia friends about your plans.
Wow.
If I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me. My family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the Mafia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
He's been a lifelong friend to him,
Give
so...
him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Time for you to go.
Jack,
Get the fuck out of my nice cozy barn, Frank. At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. It was almost too much to take in. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, I've thought about that more than once, sometimes with a little pride even. In one of the features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminals. Believe me, high praise like that is unheard of in Freeburg, especially for a cop.
Oh, yeah.
And here I am, the person who catches criminals, and I've agreed to help the mafia, or I'll come home to a bag stuffed with my kids' body parts.
Oh,
Right before the last hammer falls.
that's fucked.
Hey, remember that cop who caught criminals? It turns out he was a mafia bitch. And all for the sake of a greedy, corrupt cop who should have fled the country years ago. That sound right to you?
Maybe. I don't know. Alright, Shift A. I mean, look. About 40% of this right here is black people. So. Oh, wait, no, I heard this already. Billabong by Len Bernard and Bob Bernard. Oh, I don't want to hear this. No, this is terrible. This is weird. Ugh. No matter your personal relationship with the city's administration, your police station is at their mercy. In order to maintain reasonable working condition, you have to send appropriate requests to the mayor. Decisions from City Hall depend on whether they're satisfied with your work. You can send requests every 5 days. The fools in charge of the city may refuse outright or accept only some of your requests, so only ask for what you really need. I don't need any of these. I'm gonna change the song. This is depressing. Oh, I didn't read it. Whatever. Depressing. I wanna. Come on, Ginger Green. Save it. Save it. Ah, there it is. Yeah. Disorderly conduct at Eddie's Burgers. Another thing at Eddie's Burgers. Every morning there's a dirty, piss-soaked bum sleeping at the cafe. The man refuses to go away and growls at anyone who approaches, scaring all the customers. Alright, well. It's a bum. You can't do much. But we did Birch Jr. and his father. They look the same, don't they?
910 in progress.
A robbery. Oh. At the liquor store. I don't think we're gonna need that. But the higher ups go there. Alright, we have Vandal and Samadhi and the SWAT. Fire off. No, I am not.
311A in progress.
That's like a really... Oh, here's your week's salary. City Hall hopes we don't disappoint. Kind of do with that amount. A fight at the residential area. A hot dog vendor reports that he saw two Elvis impersonators grappling right there on the sidewalk. They're swearing in Spanish and beating each other with microphone stands. Well, we don't have much, so I'll just wait on it. How do I like get it up close? Wait. Oh, fuck. I hope nothing bad's happened. There you go. Got him.
Looks like we have a
The shop has two exits from which a few people have already fled. Sneak into the store through the main entrance. Through the front window. Sneak up to the back door. A stick-up man noticed the police presence and took the cashier hostage. He's holding his gun to the hostage's head, shouting, "Back off or I'll blow his goddamn face off." Oof. Meanwhile, the cashier is yelling in an unloaded. Quiet, Abdul. You're just making things more complicated. Who the fuck is Abdul? You're in the mask. Shut your face and drop the weapon. The robber grows visibly nervous. "Don't shoot, please. I just need the money. I'll just take a little bit and go. No one is hurt." The cashier begins to cry.
910 complete.
I mean, I feel bad for the guy. You have to be pretty determined to rob, to rob some place for money, for any reason at all, I guess. An adequate Chinese necklace was stolen from the Baolang while she was on her way to the pawn shop. Let's put Beasley and Lai. Jack, this year the organizers of the Golden Beast Hunt suddenly changed the rules of the annual shooting contest. It now features teams instead of the single competitors. Can you send me 2 of your finest marksmen? I'd really love to do well in the competition. I think it would upgrade it, but I don't want to send them on like errands for me. It's a hot one today, and a lot of people are going for a swim. Last week, 4 people drowned on the beaches of Freeburg, and the press was in uproar. Please send someone to keep an eye on things. I can't, my dude.
12 in progress.
I'll send Birch. And I'll wait till Grant gets back, because she's almost back.
311A complete.
Destruction of property. At a gallery exhibition entitled Sex Operation, a gang of young people in ski masks forced their way in and began smashing the exhibit, shouting, "We don't need this shit in our city." How about we send the big boys? We have to. We don't have anybody else. Ooh. So Mitchell and Stovall are pretty much the same at this point. And I think Stovall takes his thing more seriously. Oh, well that sucks. I'm gonna read that when we have more frames on the investigation about it.
212 complete.
Offenders caught, officers unharmed, and more points for that. Right. More on the homicide and the robbery. So, Mr. Lang, me and my husband got into a difficult financial situation, and I was going to pawn an antique necklace, which has been in my family for many centuries. As I was carrying the necklace to the pawn shop, someone ripped the bag from my shoulder and disappeared. I didn't have time to do anything, not even cry out. Oof. Mr. Fisherman. The offender was on a motorcycle. He drove down the road, grabbed the bag, and then escaped. I tried to race after him, but I didn't even have the time to see if it was a man or a woman. Yeah. Miss Oliveras. I don't know how to say that. I couldn't see his face, but he was dressed in a jacket like those other bikers who hang around the street corners, Miss Phillips says. It was definitely not a local biker. They are bald and have beards, but this guy looked Asian, probably Japanese or Chinese. So it was like this type of... So this isn't a racial thing? He has a ponytail. Mrs. Peterson. I didn't see a weapon in his hands. I just saw him grab the bag and ride off. He rides up, grabs his bag, and then goes off. That's easy. It wasn't even that hard. Your detectives have information on the whereabouts of the suspect. Sometimes there might be a number of locations to choose from. Report on the homicide. Now there's more. It could have been red. They drove in a sedan. Does it say anything about a red car? It doesn't say anything about a red car. It sounded like a machine gun. But I'm confused because on this one the car isn't red, so... What the fuck? I still can't figure this out right now. Let's just shuffle around the frame, see if I can get it. Nope, I can't get it. So I think this is it right here, but the red car just popped up out of nowhere, so I don't know about that. To carry out the arrest, 2 officers must escort the lead investigation to apprehend the suspect. Oh, excuse me. If the lead investigator is not on duty, the arrest will have to wait. But remember that fugitives won't sit patiently until your schedule clears. Also remember that criminals will react in different ways. A frightened thief is likely to surrender as soon as the game is up. A brutal killer might want to see just how many he can take with him. With more dangerous criminals, it's safer to send experienced officers and even the SWAT team if you see fit. Since it's the end of the day, I think the SWAT can come along with us, and these 2 can lead it. And plus, we haven't really gotten anything that's really SWAT needed. Vandalism at the Atticus Tower. A guard went out for a smoke and saw a teenager writing obscenities on the wall of the building. I chased the brat up the tree. You can take it from here. I'll wait till more. Are these guys like out for good? Oh yeah, that's right. The shooting thing. He's in a tree, so I don't think it's gonna take much. So now we're just gonna have to wait a little bit and see what happens. Offender caught. Oh, some more experience. Easy. You were able to arrest all suspects. Kind of easy. Oh, 55 and 55. We did it, boy. Oh, I'm not gonna read that. That's not really that important. Aaron Stovall. How old is he? She has 2 failed assignments, and that shooting thing. So apparently these things are actually kind of useful if you have really shitty cops. I mean, I got the old lady to like 100 professionality when she had like 5. Well, we got the kid that was in the tower. So here's the end of the day. I'm going to end it here. Have a nice night, day, whatever it is. Bye.